My name is QADRA Hussein from More Radio. Mr. President, allow me to just ask a follow-up question on what my colleague has asked. You say that you consulted from different political formation. From what we have as a people, the people who are on the streets did not have T-shirts printed with political parties, identification. Neither did they carry banners that had colors of representation of a political party. So in your broad-based government, as you have said, you've consulted and you've also had people from ODM working with you. Where is the interest of the people being featured in your broad-based government, as they are the ones who prompted us to have this change that we are having right now? Now, to my question, I want us to just take time back, from the inception of the Kenya QADRA government. When you took the oath of office, you promised to protect the Constitution of Kenya and ensure that the justice system functions well. You protect the rule of law. When you were making your statement on Wednesday, if I'm not wrong, you told us about amendments of some few clauses of the Constitution, including Public Finance Management Act. You also talked about witness, something to do with that. That is an act of, in the Constitution of Kenya. But the populace has this question. Why would we talk about amendments? Why? Those very clauses that we have in the Constitution are not being respected.
I also said this new administration must deal with the issue of making sure that we create jobs in Kenya by making sure that we don't import the things that we can manufacture in Kenya. Number 3, I said this new administration I'm setting up must deal with the challenge of making sure that tax expenditure, we spend 400 billion shillings every year of taxpayers' money, paying companies, paying institutions, claiming tax refunds, claiming VAT refunds, in a process that is not thoroughly clear. And I have said that going forward, we have to deal with this problem. So I have laid out a clear roadmap on what the administration I've just appointed must achieve. I know you have said we must respect the Constitution, which we must. And I gave my undertaking to the country that there will be no disappearance of Kenyans. I gave that undertaking. There will be no Kenyans in Rivayala. There will be no Kenyans in Tana River. There was a time we had 30-something bodies of Kenyans in rivers. That will never happen under my watch. And I have said this with clarity. If there is any Kenyan who has disappeared, I want people to step forward and say, Kenyan so-and-so has disappeared. I would be very happy to deal with it. Because under my administration, I have said there will be no disappearance of Kenyans again. There will be no extrajudicial killing of Kenyans. I have said that with clarity. And let me also say the following, that as we go forward, we must be truthful. When the Kenya National Human Rights stepped forward with fake news and said 200 Kenyans had been massacred in Githurai, it was a flat lie. I mean, surely. I mean, a whole institution that is supposed to be self-respecting, paid for by the government of Kenya, how can they go and tell the country that 200 Kenyans had been killed, which was utter, falsehood, I hope that's not the organization you want to defend, You cannot defend an organization that runs on fake news. And I will call them out, as Kenyans should call them out. We must stick to what is true. 42 Kenyans died. very unfortunately, in the events of the last 1 month. They shouldn't have died. Some of them in situations where the police were involved. Some of them in situations where criminals were involved. Some of them in different situations. All those situations are under investigations. And I have given undertaking that the government of Kenya will support those families, even as we get to the bottom of what happened in those situations. I have also undertaken that there are Kenyans who unfortunately lost property. We are also going to support them because it was nothing of their doing that occasioned all that happened to happen. Let me also say the following, that I am a great believer in the Constitution, and I will protect. I mean, many countries that have gone through what Kenya have gone through, Bangladesh, for example, they switched off the internet, they switched off the TVs, they did whatever they did. Kenya is running full steam. Internet is available every day. People are talking from all over the place. I mean, newspapers are writing whatever they want. The TV has 4 screens. They are showing what's happening in Kondele, what's happening in where. I mean, what further freedom, surely, would you ask from me? You know, I have the machinery to switch them off. I did not switch them off. Because I am a believer in the rule of law, and I am a believer in free media.
And also, would you hit to the pressure that right now we are actually seeing 14 Kenyans have moved to the courts actually asking for the ouster of you, Mr. President? What do you have to say about that?
Thank you very much. The 14 Kenyans who have gone to court are exercising their democratic right. That is how free this country is. That you can actually go to any court and demand whatever you want in court. That is the taste of the freedom that I stand for in Kenya. And I want to promise you that those Kenyans who have gone to court for whatever reason, they are free to do it, and the courts are free to make whatever decision that is constitutional. You have asked me, I think, 10 questions. Let me try and answer some of them. Number one, you have asked me, the people who went to the streets, they did not carry the color of any political party. That is correct. But remember, they carried the flag of Kenya. And that is why I'm saying, let us put the interest of the people of Kenya first. That is why I am saying this broad-based government must be a government that must do, at the very least, 3 things. And I stated them in my address to the nation.